Geo Soul, and welcome to Chef Geo Soul Station, Soul Brothers and Soul Sisters. I am here. As I told you, I helped my son cook dinner for his beautiful wife tonight. So now it is his turn. It's trade for trade. So it's his turn to stretch me out, which I need. Every chef needs this. After lifting heavy pots and pans and bending and picking up flour and just working, period. Everyone needs to treat themselves to a stretch. I know people had for years been like, oh, I treat myself to a massage, but a stretch is just so amazing, so different. So I'm so excited to do this trade with my son. I'm only going to film this for 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, I'm going to have him to shut down and then we'll finish privately. However, I wanted you guys to see exactly what he does and exactly what we traded for the meal tonight. So for his meal, he paid for it, but it was trade for trade. So he had a professional chef there. Now I have a certified stretchologist to stretch me out. So um, you get to see how this works. If you've never been to Stretch Lab or anything. You want to say hey?
Hey everybody, we're back. You actually gonna sit up, Mom. You gonna sit up. So I'm gonna take you actually through how I would generally take a client through. So you already told me, of course, your pain points, but we still want to make sure we always do an assessment with a client. The reason being is, some people don't know where their flexibility or unflexibility. I'm talking to you.
All right. Okay.
So the first thing I need you to do, you're gonna actually stand up. What you're gonna do, you can stand on the side if you want the camera to catch you, but it's called a pelvic tilt. So I'm gonna demonstrate and you're gonna do the best you can to mimic my movement. So the first movement in working out is called a hinge movement. So what you wanna do is make sure you're focusing on your hips. What I want you to do is I want you to stick your butt out. You're gonna hinge, trying to keep your legs straight, and then just go as deep as you can till you feel a stretch in your hamstrings without bending your knees. Okay, great mobility. Go, you come back up, and then go back down one more time. That's beautiful. So just to highlight one thing, you get back down, Mom. Just get back in that hinge position, and I could break it down. So the big thing you want to see is you see her back is straight. She's poking out her butt. That's really what you want to see. You see there's no real knee bend or anything else. This is really stretching out your hamstrings and stuff. This is one way to test your hamstrings, your hip strength, and everything else. The next one is we're going to test your hip mobility. So if you want to lift up your shirt, you can, just a little bit. So what I want you to focus on is moving your hips through the full range of motion. So tilting in, tilting in the middle, and then tilting out. Try not to move your whole body, just move your hip. Push in. There you go. Nice. How does that feel? Does that feel natural? Mm-hmm. Everything looks good. It looks natural.
You. Thanks everybody who's watching and tuned in.
The next one we want to do, once again, just testing your hamstrings, your mobility. You do not have to, and don't ever worry about this, guys. Like I said, this is just an assessment. It does not have to be perfect. This is just so we could see how everything is looking, making sure everything is okay, making sure you are fully flexible. We want to make sure that we are targeting the right areas, are we stretching for necessary areas. So what I want you to do now is do a toe touch. You already know this. You see the kids do this all the time. Just try to touch your toes without bending your knees. Great. And I can't even do that. See, I think my mobility is limited to around my ankles. So my mom, pretty flexible, as you see. No wonder she wants to be in yoga. That's a ideal one for her. Now the last one, we're doing standing rotations. So you're just going to cross your arms like this without moving your lower body. You're just going to twist your upper body as far over as you can.
I'm probably halfway stuck this way.
Okay.
This is where I got a lot of...
So this is a big piece. This is where you see a lot of tension. What this is testing is those obliques, those lat muscles down here, all of this. So generally what you want to be able to do, I'm going to pull you over just a little bit more. Right here is where you want to be, 90 degree. So if I push over here,
this
now
looks better.
As you see, there's a lot of tightness in that rotation, which is okay. And this just, that's her body. Like I say, I've experienced tightness in my lats and in my shoulders. That's a lot of it. I can have you sit down. You can stand up if you want to finish it off, but it's not necessary. So we're going up the body now. We started off lower. We're coming up the body. we'll do the shoulders next. So you got external rotation, internal rotation. So what you want to do, holding your hands at the 90, you really want to rotate it back as far as you can without pain.
That's about as far as I can do it.
That's about as far as. So if I do this, does it feel a little painful?
Oh yeah, it's different.
Okay. Then I want you to do internal rotation. So rotating it 90 degrees as best as you can without shrugging your shoulders. So relax.
Okay.
Relax. There you go. Relax. So that's about as deep as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Try the other side.
Now what I do?
Just to show everybody. So rotating out without shrugging your shoulders, just naturally just incline back as deep as you can.
That's about as far as I can go.
Okay. And then internal rotation 90. Okay. So as you see with this one, this is something that's common in a lot of athletes and a lot of people. We hold a lot of tension in our upper traps, our shoulders and everything. So it's not uncommon for people to be tight. Also, if you work in the office, sitting over the computer and stuff, you're used to hunching over. So shoulder tightness is not a uncommon thing for a lot of people. As you see, external rotation, she could rotate it back. Internal rotation, you couldn't roll it forward. You just want to try to keep your shoulders straight as possible. You're trying to get that 90 degree. A lot of people can't do that. Same thing with their legs that happen. And our last workout is just testing your neck or your cervical spine.
Okay, it's stiff. So
as you do, so what I want you to do now, without trying to twist your body, you just turn your head. But I want your head to get past your clavicle, your collarbone.
It's not going to.
Yep. So just turn as deep as you can.
That's as deep as I can go this way.
Okay, go that way.
Deep as I can go.
Okay. So same thing. Once again, just a little tightness around the neck. As you see, generally, what we're looking for is trying to get her collarbone. Her head should be able to turn over her collarbone, and that's just if you're naturally mobile. Once again, that's not uncommon for people. Like I say, we sit with our shoulders stiffed up. A lot of times when we're on our phones, we're bending down, looking at our phones, looking at computers and everything else. So all of this is not uncommon. We're going to start with a lower body protocol. I'm going to just start stretching, lowering it out your we're going to start with your hamstrings, your quads, and really test your flexibility, internal, external. I'm going to stretch that out. Then I'm going to move over to your shoulders. Shoulders is a big one we would do with you.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to do a rhomboid stretch. The rhomboids is close to the top of your lats, close to the rear delt. So we're going to do a pull-out session on that, and then we're going to work on that internal, external rotation. You're going to see, usually when I'm stretching, what I'm looking for in a lot of stretches, and you probably felt that if you stretch yourself, your body has what's called a Golgi tendon reflex. So that's the part where when you get deep in the stretch, you feel that resistance. You feel your muscle seize up, it tightens, it stops you from going further. I'm playing with that as a stretch therapist. That's generally what I'm trying to play with. So when you're looking at and just so you know, we're aiming for about 7 to 10 out of discomfort. So it's gonna be about a 7. And then if it gets past that, let me know. Just tell you we could do. Just say red. No, don't yell at me. But no, I'm not. It's not necessarily trying to hurt you, but we want to play with that Golgi tendon reflex, because what happens is your body's gonna show the resistance. Most likely, I'm gonna feel it because you're gonna stiffen up. You're gonna really resist me, and I'm gonna have you push back against me a little bit, just so we could really stretch it, and then we'll relax. And as we keep doing it, we're gonna naturally start. This is called an inverse reflex. Funny thing is, pregnant women experience this a lot. So what happens is when your body tightens up, that muscle tightens, that Golgi tendon, that first reflex to tell you, hey, this is my limit. Your body, for safety, actually has an inverse reflex. So it will actually, if it's stuck in that position for a long time, it will release hormones to help release that muscle or release that tendon to help it loosen up. This is somewhat when women giving birth and contractions and stuff. This is how it expands the uterus. It's the same concept. That inverse reflex is helping them loosen the muscles to go past the stretch zone for safety, so you don't basically tear your tendons or tear your thing. We're playing with that, and the more you do it, you will start to feel yourself loosen up. And then 3 things whenever you're doing stretching, massaging, anything else, you're going to feel knots and stuff. So if you feel like an emotional, it's actually funny. I know you might heard this in yoga where people might cry or experience,
Oh, yeah.
crazy emotions. A lot of that is actually not uncommon because when you're dealing with knots and stuff, you'll be surprised. These knots, and it's actually been scientifically talked about, that these knots hold emotions almost, are hormones that help trigger emotions. So when you feel like you have a deep knot and somebody massages it out and you feel that intense relief, you're generally going to feel that. If you practice yoga, you might have felt it. Pilates, massaging, that's why people actually love massaging, and it gives you that emotional connection with people, is because you're releasing a lot of tension out that body, and it actually just helps release a lot of emotion, because a lot of tension holds a lot of emotion. And then the other thing is, make sure you always hydrate whenever you do any type of intense stretching, deep stretching. Your body, you're going to be sweating a lot. You're going to be you putting you through the thing. Of course, you might feel better after, but your body's going to need water. So make sure you do an intense hydration period. And generally, when you're doing assisted stretching, so the type of stretching we're doing is called PNF. It's close to static stretching. You never want to do this before a workout. This is something I would do after a workout on my recovery day. That's the only times you really want to do this. You do not want your muscles that loose when you're coming to work out, because you're trying to contract your muscles when you work out. So you're trying to explode with power and stuff like that. So make sure whenever you're doing this is always on your off day, like an assisted recovery day, or you're doing this right after a workout. That is okay, but make sure you're hydrating. Don't do this before a workout. Is not the best way to use it. I would try more dynamic stretching, and that'd be a later video. I'm just gonna get to the stretching for here, but dynamic, just think of like jumping jacks and stuff. Movements that actually tie into the workout or whatever muscle you're gonna work it out in a short burst. Think of 5 to 10 seconds. Static stretching, or this type of stretching, we're holding for 10 plus seconds. So you do that after as a recovery.
And he has the best aromatherapy. This lighting is mood lighting. It's very, very calming. And he has live plants, like you said, aromatherapy, sound bowls.
Yep.
He has a lot of little stuff going on up in here. And it is such a calming, peaceful, tranquil space to get stretched out in. So I'm recommending him, and it's up to you to decide. So I'm ready.
All right, you can lie back, and then like my mom said, I do usually do a sound bath after or before the workout, depending on how much stress you are, and that's more so for relaxation. If any of you guys ever know about singing bowls, Tibetan singing bowls, this is something I like to use to help people get in a relaxed state, because you want to come in here relaxed. You don't want to come in more tense than you already are, and trying to calm people down is something I use for this. All right, Mom.
And this is so much better than like Stretch Lab. He has it really, really set up. So.
All right, we're gonna start first. So first thing we're gonna do, I'm just gonna play with your feet. We're just gonna help loosen up your hips, okay? So just come through. And don't forget throughout this stretch.
And y'all take a bath before y'all come up in here.
Please do. We got showers at the gym if you forget. So, and I will send you down to one of them showers. All right. Hold on. There we go. Just release pressure. All right. What leg you want me to start with? Left or right?
It doesn't matter.
All right. I'm going to start with this one. So just calmly pick this up. Hold it on. Just going to get deep as we can. All right. It's right there. That's about as deep as you can go.
That's okay. I mean, it don't feel good, but it ain't killing me.
Push against me. There you go. Last one. Make sure you're breathing too. You over there holding your breath. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna get deeper. Make sure we straighten that knee. Alright, push it against.
Ooh.
Alright. There you go. Yes, you're doing good. Good job keeping your leg down.
Thank you.
A lot of people like to lift their hips. If they did, generally this is what this belt is for. It's for me to tie down the leg. Sometimes I just put my leg down there, or I use this hand to keep your hips down. But you always want to make sure you keep your hip down. This is also helping too, because you're elevated, so I can get in a little deeper. So this time I'm gonna do 2 more stretches, but I'm gonna pull on your feet. You should feel a stretch in your calf muscles as well as your hamstring, okay?
Okay.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Breathe, breathe, breathe. There you go. It's okay. All right. You're actually getting deeper. I feel it. All right, last one. Last one. There we go. Nice. You see how deep you got now?
Yeah. I feel it. Ah.
Breathe, breathe. Nice. Good job.
See how many minutes we at, because I'm
You have like probably 15, 20. Yeah, 18 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to end the video. You got people watching?
Yeah, you got 5 people.
Okay, well, if y'all want to stay on, we'll stay on. I'll keep the video. Come on with it, Emmanuel. I just try to end it so that the videos aren't too long.
We're gonna come over to the side, okay?
Ah, goodness.
That's okay. Breathe it, breathe, breathe. There you go. Coming over.
Thanks everyone for watching. Support at Manny Muscle, at Manny.Muscle.
Breathe. This is working on hip flexors. You might feel a little bit in your glute as I'm coming in from that side angle. There we go. Good. There we go. Nice. There we go. Alright. Just want to give it a small yank.
That was a big yank. He does have heavier tables for heavier people as well. He has a table twice this size.
Bring it out. Nice.
He do this like he studied in Asia somewhere.
So as I'm doing this, I'm feeling for her resistance. Like I say, if you have a Golgi tendon reflex, I can naturally feel it sometimes. So she should feel it in her hamstring, a little bit in her glute as I lean forward, trying to put my body weight into her. Not trying to hurt her, but really trying to get my weight in so I'm make sure I'm stretching it. Make sure you're getting some resistance, push me back. There we go. Nice one. How's it feeling?
It feels good. I mean, it don't feel great. It feels like I'm prayerfully getting some results.
Do understand you are going to feel resistance. It's not the greatest feeling being stretched out, but it does help and you will feel it at the end. Like I say, it's always going to be like a 7 out of 10 on the pain scale. So we're going to hold your leg, straighten this out as much as you can. There you go. I'm coming in. Good job. All right, coming in deeper. Good, good, good. All right, last one.
And then now we'll end the video for real.
Okay. Let me see.
Thank you so much, everyone that is tuned in.
I'm gonna give you a pull, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Hold on to the side. Hold on to the actual thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna yank it. It's just a spinal decompression. You can scoot back up, get yourself.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, soul brothers and soul sisters. I really appreciate you tuning in. E-Man, tell them where they can find you.
Of course, you can always find me at Protocol10 Gym. This is in Wheaton, Illinois. I want to say address is 265 West Loop Road. We just moved, so I'm sorry if I had to think about it. You can also schedule any stretch consultation with me through p10.com. Go to consultations. You'll see me down there for stretch consultations. If you want any personal training, one-on-one training, catch me at the gym. Once again, P10 Protocol10 Gym, Wheaton, Illinois, 265 West Loop Road.
Thank you, everybody. Hey, soul brothers and soul sisters. Please like, share, subscribe. Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.